I don't know why I've just clapped. I don't need to clap. It's not syncing video with 1,000,001 different things. Welcome back to the channel. Why do I do this? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas. Actually, wait for a second. Hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas and are looking forward to a massive, exciting, party-filled New Year. I'll be very much in bed by 10 o'clock because that's how we do it here. What I want to do today is just really make you think about the next kind of portion of your photographic career, photographic life, however you want to call it. So we are about to flip into, as of tomorrow, 2020. That's a whole new decade. This isn't a whole new year, right, where everybody sets nice goals and wants to lose weight by March and all that kind of rubbish. This is a whole new decade. This is a whole chunk, massive chunk of time that starts afresh. So I know personally for me, 2019 has been a huge year for me as a creative, as an artist, as a business owner, as a photographer. It's been really, really big. And those huge strides that I've kind of taken this year have come from a few different places and a few kind of like, well, technically not a few, 3 core values that I've kind of worked with and kind of stuck to for the last 3 years since I've run the business. Now, what I would like is that anyone watching this who would like to kind of make it happen next year, whether that's going full-time pro, whether that's finally picking the camera back up and doing something fun with it, whether that's kind of moving your photography career along a little bit, whether that's making money or doing it for fun or doing it on a side hustle, whatever it might be, I want you to kind of see the opportunity of a new decade as a really good opportunity to kind of, if you're going to do it, now's the time to do it. So I turn 39 next year, 2020, and when I started I knew that if I didn't make the jump and the leap soon, I was going to hit 40. Nothing really that I felt I'd contributed to the world. Like I wanted to make a difference, and I'd always wanted to make a difference, and that wasn't in a charitable kind of sense, and charity is really, really important and all that, but for me it was about I wanted to leave a mark, and I wanted to make a difference. And if you're looking ahead to 2020 to do the same thing, photographically, artistically, creatively, whatever you want to call it, then hopefully I've got kind of like 3 things that will help you to do that. The first one, everyone's going to tell you this, you can look at New Year's resolutions on YouTube and online and on social for things you should do in order to make 2020 the most important year, blah, 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 blah. The first thing is set a goal. Everyone says that, but honestly, having it in your head makes a huge difference. So I attribute kind of my goal setting philosophy to kind of Gary Vaynerchuk, where he talks about clouds and dirt, which is having that massive, huge, great big kind of like macro view. This is what I want to achieve, this is where I want to go, this is what the world's going to look like when I've done it. And then the macro of what do you do every single day, how are you pushing that forward every single day, what's the day to day, the ins and outs, what's that thing that makes it happen, what's the stuff that gets you to that kind of big overarching goal. So it's not necessarily for me about having weekly goals and monthly goals and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes they're good, but the most important thing for you to have, I think, as a photographer, if you want to really make it this year, next year, 2020, you know what I mean? If you really want to make it, whether that's, like I keep saying, whether that's professionally, full-time, or as an amateur, or just for fun, whatever it might be, whatever your version of make it is, have a goal, have that vision in your head, write it down on a piece of paper, sketch it out on a pad, whatever it might be, have that thing that you're working towards. You'll have heard of SMART goals and make them specific and measurable and all that kind of rubbish. Actually, ultimately, that doesn't matter for me. The most important thing is that in your head and in your heart, you've got a vision. You've got that thing that's burning away that you want to do. it's tangible, you can see it, you can feel it, you can near enough touch it, you know exactly what that thing looks like. Can be all sorts of things, it's different for everybody, but you know what it's like. That goal, you've got that target to work towards. The second thing is to keep working. I'm 3 years in to full-time doing this, right? I've been doing this for nearly a decade. Yeah, nearly a decade. But full-time, running it as a business, going like all over the world, all that kind of stuff. It's just 3 years. But I will keep working. I have worked right up until nearly Christmas, even though technically I've not had an away trip or anything kind of like big. I've had a few bits and pieces, a few commercial projects that I've worked on. But even in the background, even day to day, I've been working a lot, working away and chipping away at all that stuff as we go. In 2020, for the next decade, if you want to get ahead, if you want to make it, keep chipping away. All right, you've got to keep working. It's going to get frustrating, you're going to get bored, you're going to get distracted, it's going to feel like you're just drowning sometimes. Sometimes you'll feel like nobody understands and kind of you're in it on your own, but you have to keep chipping away. The only way to get to that big goal, to get to that big end result, is to keep working and be patient with it. So like, you have to just keep every single day ticking along, little things every single day. I've talked before, it's not about ginormous, humongous kind of like steps forward. They happen because every single day you chip away, and then every now and again a massive leap will come and you'll take a big step forward. And it comes from keeping working. You have to keep working. It's not a 6-week thing, it's not a 6 months thing, it could be a 6-year thing, it could be a 60-year thing for all you know. You won't know individually for you until you keep working, and you've got to keep working. And then next, kind of the big thing for me, and this is what a lot of people I don't think understand, is that you have to do it because you love it. Like there's times when, as a sports photographer, you're going to be wet, you're going to be cold, you're going to be miserable, you're going to be tired, you're going to have been awake for nearly 48 hours, you're going to be creatively burnt out, you're going to be just generally frustrated with the world. The thing that keeps you going, the thing that allows you to pull out that beautiful creative shot out of your head and out of your camera, is because you love it. It's not because you do it for the money, it's not because you do it for the likes, it's not because you do it for the subscribers, it's not because you do it for the fans, it's because you love it. It's because you do it anyway. It's because, like me, hopefully, like me, you'll do it because it's that thing that you're meant to do. It's that thing that you're meant to give the world, that you're meant to make a difference with. If you're doing it for the money, or you're doing it for the Instagram, or you're doing it for YouTube, you're going to run out of speed, you're going to run out of energy, and you're going to run out of enthusiasm. You have to, and I implore you, you have to do it for the love of it, because it's that love of it that drives you on. I would do this thing for free. Any clients, if you're watching this, that doesn't mean you get it for free in 2020. But I would do everything that I do for free if I could, because I love it. It's what I'm meant to do. All right? And I'm really blessed that I get to travel the world and I work with all these really, really cool people and all these amazing clients that I work with and athletes that I've shot and stages that I've worked on. I'm really fortunate that I get paid to do that, and I appreciate that 99% of the people watching this may never get to that, and I totally get it. But whatever you do to whatever level you're working at, you have to do it for the love of it. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, you just make yourself miserable. It's that love of what you're doing that will keep you going, that will allow you to keep working day in, day out, keep pushing along even though it's hard, even though it's frustrating, and it'll allow you to get to your big, massive, achievable goal, okay? Have an awesome 2020. I cannot wait to see what you have all done kind of with your year by the time we loop back round to New Year's Eve 2020. That'll be awesome. Have an amazing evening, whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world. If it's 2020 while you're watching this, Happy New Year! Hey! If you're along for the ride, thank you ever so much. If you haven't already, hit subscribe on the button below. I do really, really appreciate it. It means you just don't miss out on stuff as we're going along, and that's really, really cool. Follow me up on Instagram if you haven't already as well, because that's really cool. I like connecting with people and keeping in touch. Oh, and by the way, if you've submitted images for review, because a few weeks ago we did the sit down where I went down and went through Chris's images, I've had a bunch of those be submitted. That's awesome. Thank you ever so much. don't panic, that video is coming. I'm going to actually collate a bunch of people's stuff together and do a bit of a longer video because I've had some really cool photos. There's some really cool people who have submitted some stuff which I'm really chuffed about, so thank you very much. Have an awesome new year, have a great 2020. We will be along the ride together, I'm sure, and I will see you in the future.